I was offered this shift at a pumpkin farm, $50 an hour for 4 hours.
So I'm here working on a pumpkin farm in Queensland Air, Australia, and these are my coworkers, all fellow backpackers from all parts of the world. I am the only one here from North America. Everybody else here is from Europe.
We picked 20 tons of pumpkins. We completed this task in about 4 hours. I was in pain due to the taxing physical labor, which is normal because it was essentially a workout. My muscles were in pain because I'm not used to walking this amount and bending the amount of times I've bent in this shift. I was wary quite often due to the reality that perhaps I could be bitten by a brown snake because we are in Australia and we are in Queensland, the most snake-infested part of Australia. After work, we drove about 20 minutes to our hostel, which is a working hostel and where they help you find work and you can socialize with like-minded people, fellow young backpackers. The Australian government considers you a young backpacker if you're a young person if you're between the ages of 18 and 35 because the visa is meant for young people. And you might think 34, 35 is young. Well, in comparison to the average lifespan of about 82 years old, 35 is relatively young even in your early 30s. So it was a pretty cool day, and then eventually I went back to the hostel and we chilled and they made Mexican food.
So this is a British man and he's making his version of Mexican food. They had tacos earlier and the only Mexican here is me. And these guys are far from Mexican nationals and they apparently love and enjoy Mexican food. That looks kind of like Taco Bell Mexican food. Because it has Doritos. He put a bunch of Doritos on that.
Sorry.
It's alright. I fucking love Taco Bell. I used to eat there 5 days out of the week.
It is the best.
Yeah, even when I lived in Mexico, I was like, I miss Taco Bell.
Bakersfield was a really terrible city. Sure, it's in California, but it's just not a good city. People rarely smile there, and it's just like living in the north of Ireland during the fucking 70s and 80s. Bakersfield was like a war zone.